How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. So, as you may be aware, SaitaPro actually listed its first token that came out of nowhere. It was a total surprise for you and for I and for everybody in the crypto sphere. And that token was called Kodachi token. Again, that token was called Kodachi token. Now, Saitama announced that that token would go live effective immediately, essentially. And that announcement was made on September 2nd. It was just a few days ago. Now, what I wanted us to focus on in this discussion is, was the fallout positive or was it negative in terms of the pricing action that resulted from the Kodachi token being listed on the SaitaPro platform? And this may very well hold a clue to what could occur when future tokens are listed on the SaitaPro platform. But before we get into that, let me remind you to please go ahead and like this video. And after you watch the video, comment below. And most of all, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you will never miss any content that we put out. Is that okay? Thank you so much. All right, now let's hop into this, guys. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet that came out from the official Saitama Twitter page. That tweet says, it simply says, new listing on Saitaswap. Kodachi token is trading now. Don't miss this opportunity on SaitaPro or dex.saitapro. Join our movement to make DeFi safer and easier. And as you can see here, they essentially put a graphic here that shows the token symbol here. It shows the graphic that represents the Kodachi token. And it just says new listing, Kodachi token on Saitaswap. Start trading now. Now, with that being said, I wanted us to understand that this particular listing was a surprise. The devs never mentioned it in the AMA that was held just a few short days prior to the listing, and there were no tweets. There was not anything put out, no rumors or anything. In fact, there are a lot of people that never heard of the Kodachi token. I'm one of those folks. I never heard of Kodachi. However, once the announcement came out that SaitaPro was listing its first token, that's kind of a surprise token, Kodachi, Twitter went crazy. The crowd went crazy. And you know what? What I wanted us to look at is something called the Coinbase effect. Let me repeat that. It's called the Coinbase effect. Now, you may be wondering, why am I saying for us to look at the Coinbase effect? Well, it's simple as this. Coinbase effect essentially is something, and let me show you this because I think it's going to tell the story. I was trying to find something that kind of explained it in a very simplistic manner, and I think I found it. So let's just read the definition as it is. It says, in cryptocurrency markets, they call it the Coinbase effect. The theory that up and coming digital tokens like Cardano, which is another crypto, tend to experience a quick price pop after they are listed on the big US exchange Coinbase. Now, what does the Coinbase have to do with Saitama? What does it have to do with the Kodachi token? And what in the world does it have to do with SaitaPro? Well, it's simple. Well, we have to understand, now that we just read what the Coinbase effect is, it basically results in a price pump of about 90-ish% or more in a token's value, literally overnight in some cases. That's similar to what happened to the Kodachi token. Let's take a look at this, guys, because this is interesting, and it's going to get even more interesting when we break it down here. Let's look at this. So if we look at this, we go back. Actually, let's look at CoinMarketCap first. So as we can see here, Kodachi token actually came out in August. It came out, it was trading on Uniswap, which is a decentralized platform for all of you guys where you do swaps. But in any event, I digress. Let's continue on. So this token was trading live ever since mid-August or late August here. And we can see that when we get to around the announcement period. Now, the announcement came out on September 2nd. Let's go the day before. So if we go the day before, which is September 1st, we can see that we ended the day at about 4 Satoshi units 2101. Again, that's 4 zeros 2101. And for the purposes of our conversation, we're going to call the 0 Satoshi unit. So Satoshis. All right. Just makes it easier to explain. But as we look at that price, we can see that it ended the day at around 4 Satoshis 2101. And take a look at this. The announcement comes out September 2nd. And look what happens. It rises all the way, pumps all the way to 4 Satoshi 6150. That is, my friends, a parabolic run. So essentially, when you think about it, when you talk about the Coinbase effect, it is essentially none other than a parabolic run, meaning that it is an unusual steep increase in the price of said token in a short amount of time. That's why they call it parabolic. Now, as we go back and we look at this chart on CoinMarketCap, we can see that, yes, it was essentially a huge parabolic pump there. Look at that. And then something else I wanted to point out to you is this. Look at this trading volume. So if we go back to around late August, we can see the trading volume was essentially about 19 grand per day. You got 39 grand per day. I'm trying to see if we can get to 50. Then it went down to 16, 15, 14, all the way down to like 7,000 in transactions per day. Look at that. Nothing. Now check this out. If we go back to the day it was listed on SaitaPro, look at this. So as of the 1st of September, we see that it ended $8,000-ish in transactions in volume for the Kodachi token on September 1st. Now, when we look at September 2nd, check this out. The trading volume goes all the way to $30,000, $40,000, $47,000. And then if we go ahead and scroll over here to the peak, the max of the price, the 24-hour trading volume went to $306,000. So take a look at this, my friend. So the point I'm making here is this. So we got the Coinbase effect. We just established to you what the Coinbase effect is. It essentially has an impact of having the token to go parabolic. Essentially, it results in a 90% or more increase in the token's value overnight. Sometimes it can be a day or so, but you get the point. Now, when we talk about Kodachi token being listed on the SaitaPro app, what did we just see? Not only did we see that parabolic run up on the Kodachi token when it got listed on SaitaPro, we also saw the trading volume over a 24-hour period go from as little as $7,000 all the way to $304,000 in one 24-hour period. My friends, I like to introduce to you a thing I like to call, or a theory I like to coin, called the SaitaPro effect. Again, that's the SaitaPro effect. So it appears as if Saitama, specifically being listed on SaitaPro, if a token is listed on SaitaPro, it may very well experience a similar parabolic run. Now, let's take a look at DEX2s. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to show you, this kind of gives a better representation of the price because it shows the graphic better. So as you can see, you know, CoinMarketCap is just showing you red, green in total, whereas, you know, DEX2s kind of breaks it down a little more granular. So if we go back and look at this, we can see we essentially went all the way up. We pumped when the token was launched. Token was launched back on August 17th. All right. And we pumped all the way at that point, all the way to 4 Satoshi 6142. And check this out. It retraced over the next several days, several weeks, or what have you. And then when we got around September 1st, that's when we saw those green candles come in. And boom, it was listed on SaitaPro. Look at this run. Look at that. Thick, green, tall candles. Yes, we've started to retrace back because there's just people taking profits, right? And that's the thing. Whenever you have a parabolic run, most of the time you will reset, meaning that you're going to retrace some bit down because it just went up so fast, right? And people are just going to take profits. So we can see that we're forming a nice green candle here on the next 4-hour period. And this is as of today, September 5th. Now, at the time of this recording, by the way. So now, we are up 98.68% on the week. And my friends, that is a result of the listing on SaitaPro for the Kodachi token. Now, one of the other things I want to point out is this. You see this up here? Take a look at this. When Kodachi was listed on SaitaPro, it immediately went to trending #1 of all cryptocurrencies on the Ethereum blockchain as per DEX tools. Where do we sit now, several days later? We're still trending #2. Kodachi, that is trending #2 on DEX tools. So what does this all mean? Let's bring this conversation to a close here. Let's bring it home. Now, as I mentioned to you before, a lot of folks are wondering, what is the value proposition of SaitaPro? I mean, why would a token want to list on SaitaPro versus listing on another platform? Well, guess what? You just saw why. It appears that, surprise, SaitaPro has a SaitaPro effect. So other projects other up and coming projects, or may I say even existing projects, crypto projects out there, they are paying attention to what's going on with SaitaPro. They are seeing the results of Kodachi token being listed on SaitaPro. And you know what? They want to be a part of that. They want that parabolic run for their token as well. Not only that, let's talk about the financial repercussions of this. Now, if you've been around crypto for a while, you may know that most of the time when a token wants to be listed on a major platform or a crypto centralized exchange such as Coinbase or crypto.com or Binance, they typically have to pay a large sum of money. Sometimes it's several $100,000. And then they also have to provide their own liquidity, which means they're simply providing a set amount of tokens to that exchange, so that exchange does not have to purchase the tokens themselves to do the trading on their platform. So that's essentially what has to happen. Check this out. Not only is Saitama creating a brand new revenue stream for its community or its project itself, the Saitama native project, by Kodachi being listed. Let's say they may have charged Kodachi $100,000, $200,000. We don't know. I'm just making something up here, but you get it. $100,000 to list their token on the platform. So not only does Saitama make revenue that way from listing tokens, they're going to get revenue also because now they are having the tokens that are being listed to somehow integrate to purchase Saitama, which helps to burn Saitama. Not only that, here's another thing that is substantial to take into account. First of all, when the token is listed on SaitaPro, individuals now have another place to purchase the token. So you know what? Kodachi is going to advertise SaitaPro as being a place where people can buy the token. Check this out. Now that you're able to use your debit and credit card payments to purchase crypto through SaitaPro, it removes the fact that you have to swap. Now, I'm not saying it's active just yet for Kodachi, but that's the plan long term. So you're going to remove that learning curve of people having to learn how to swap. And so because of that, now you can just direct them to SaitaPro within the palm of their hand. They can essentially just go ahead, download the app, essentially go ahead and purchase the token. And you don't even have to hold Saitama to use Saitaswap. Check that out. So as you can see, the listing or the fallout from the listing of the Kodachi token on the SaitaPro app is not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. And the reason it's positive is because it's not only bringing revenue in, a new stream of revenue for the Saitama community, it's also bringing more awareness to the community as well, not only to the token that was listed, but also to Saitama. And this is going to also bring more business to the SaitaPro app in terms of new projects being listed, because they're gonna want to be listed because they saw what just happened to Kodachi. Guys, it's so simple. SaitaPro is a utility that is ready for the masses. And you know what? You're going to see a lot more projects be listed. Thank you so much for tuning in to the crypto stream, guys. Go ahead and like this video, comment below, and join into this conversation. Let me know, did you see the SaitaPro effect? Again, I coined it the SaitaPro effect. Yes, there is a such thing as we just witnessed in the examples that I showed you. Remember to keep investing with a purpose so that you can create utility and generational wealth for you and your family. We'll talk to you guys real soon.